Hello, my internet fans. We're here with another episode of the Stat Boy Rants. I am the Stat Boy, and this is episode number 60. A nice little milestone episode on that. And yes, I'm still sick. But don't worry, by next week I should be fine. I've been drinking lots of fluids. Lucky me. Now, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about wrestling, of course, and the fallout from SummerSlam that happened on Monday Night Raw. And the show started off with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, exactly, thank you, who apparently Brock Lesnar is now the self-anointed what is that ceremony when you become a king? Coronation. Self-coronated new King of Kings.
Well, he wasn't self. Heyman did it. Heyman's the one that declared. Brock
I don't give a damn what Paul Heyman says.
Brock started looking stupid like he always does.
I don't give a damn about that. Paul Heyman can... Well, I better watch what I have to say or Paul Heyman will sue me. Well, guess what, Paul? If you try and sue me, you ain't gonna get nothing. Because I ain't got nothing. Honest to God, though, I hardly watched Raw this week at all because I had to work and all that good crap. But still, of course, now later on in the show, though, thanks to Paul Heyman's tout, Brock Lesnar has quit. Wow. Brock Lesnar quit. Oh my God. Excuse me for actually caring. Smart wrestling fans know, and smart wrestling fans remember, that Brock Lesnar signed a 1-year deal with limited appearances. What was that? You hit the can. Oh, it was Diesel? Oh, okay. Anyway, a 1-year deal with limited appearances means he doesn't have to show up that much. Which means that they have to figure out a way to make him go away for a little bit. So he quit. Now, a small part of me wants to say that maybe it's legit, because you never know with wrestling. It's so hard to tell what's real and what's not anymore. Excuse me. Now, of course, the smart side of me knows what his contract is and how many appearances he has to do. The fan side of me, the Markness, bye Brock, see you later. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on your way out. He'll probably be back in time for Survivor Series. Triple H will all be healed up before you know it. They might have a rematch or they might do a 5-on-5 or whatever. Now, let me ask you a question, Mr. Jeff Meacham, if I may.
Okay.
After we all watched SummerSlam, you had made a comment that Brock went to the hospital because of all the shots to the ribs he took. Okay. I couldn't find anything to confirm it. Have you heard anything about that?
Other than this source I cannot reveal, yes. No, I have not actually. Other than the source I cannot reveal, which...
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, I don't...
But I do know for a fact that he was taken away in an ambulance. Whether he went to the hospital or not...
And that was Sunday night?
That was Sunday night.
Okay. So
Hunter didn't get examined until either that night or the next day or whatever it was, because he was being stubborn apparently.
Yeah. So, I don't know where or what that came up from. Okay.
All I saw was him take that corner of the table to the gut, which...
Yeah, he got
worst place for him to get in.
Yeah, I mean, because of his diverticulitis or however... Yeah, where half of his colon was taken out. You don't chop a guy in or punch a guy near that area and rupture it. You just don't do it. You know? That's smart, but also dumb. Now, another incident is between CM Punk and John Cena. Now, at the beginning of the show, in the hype and all that, it was announced that CM Punk is now being allowed to name his the number one contender for Night of Champions coming up in a few weeks. And he wants to name Cena, but under some conditions. One being Cena needs to admit to Punk that he is the best in the world. Punk's mindset is, you know, I've beaten you once, I can beat you again. He went to name Cena, or he actually did before he threw out his stipulation. But first he wanted to get an apology from Jerry Lawler, saying that Punk has turned his back on the WWE Universe, which is kind of hard for me to figure out, because if they're really trying to turn Punk heel, or if they have turned Punk heel, the WWE Universe isn't going to care either way, and the WWE Universe is not going to bow down and kiss Vince's ass and do what they want him to. So, you know, Punk is on this whole demanding respect and apologies from people in the WWE Universe. And Lawler says, you know, I meant no ill will. And it sounded to me like he did apologize. But of course, Cena comes out and throws out the facts to Punk that Night of Champions is in Massachusetts, where Cena's from, and that if Punk does not name Cena number one contender, or if Punk somehow manages to, I'm trying to remember everything, I didn't write this part down, if Punk manages to win against Cena and leave Massachusetts with the title, then the title is worthless. Again, forgive me if I'm screwing all this up. Yes?
Basically, he didn't say if you beat him, it'd be worthless. He said if you didn't name number one contender, then it'd be worthless. But if he can somehow manage to go into Boston or wherever the hell they're going to be in Massachusetts on Night of Champions, and he punks out and doesn't name Cena number one contender, then the title's worthless.
Okay, there. Let's all thank Mr. Jeff Meacham for that. He's
after all, I am the Cena mark apparently, so I have to, you know,
yeah,
I have to be accurate on my shit.
And if you're all gonna hate for him talking, and I need a little bit of help, because honestly, I didn't watch much of Raw again this week. You know, it's like I'm just not caring. So Cena gives out his little speech, and Punk invites Lawler back into the ring and says, I want my apology. And Lawler says, no, you're not getting it. Lawler turns to leave. Next thing you know, crack! A kick to the back of the head. Now, if Punk wants respect that bad, that is not how you do it. Okay? Lawler has had a very storied career. All through Memphis. A 30-plus year career. If anybody should be respecting anybody, people should be literally bowing down and kissing the boots of the king. You go to Memphis, Tennessee, Elvis, Jerry Lawler. In that order. Takes a king to know a king. Is there going to be something between Punk and Lawler in the next couple weeks? We'll see. Don't know. Will Lawler show up next week on Raw? He should. I'd like to see Lawler get a little bit of... It's good to see, you know, Lawler still fighting and all that. You know? So we'll see what happens with Punk in the title. And like I said on my prediction show with SummerSlam, he's going to break the 300-day mark. That's a given. And like I say, I want to see him continue on to the Rumble and make it 400 days. I want to see a 400-day champion. And the last big thing was between Jericho and Ziggler, contract versus contract, meaning Jericho's WWE contract versus the Money in the Bank contract. If Jericho wins, he gets the Money in the Bank. If Ziggler wins, Jericho's gone. And sadly, Ziggler won and Jericho's gone. But, you know, smart fans, don't worry. He's going out on tour with Fozzy, from what I've heard. He will come back. I hope. Because he had a good thing going. When is Ziggler going to hold on to the... How much longer is Ziggler going to hold on to Money in the Bank? I don't know. He's been teasing a lot on it. You know, he's just waiting for the right time. I don't think that this will be the year that both Money in the Bank contracts get cashed in and no title comes of it. Of course, you know, with John Cena, there's an asterisk there. Big Show cost him the belt, huh? You know, but still, it was a loss nonetheless.
Well, now, according to Twitter, Ziggler cashed in and won the Divas title the other day. So, you know, he had officially hold the Divas title when somebody talked about it. So, I think he already cashed in and blew it.
Wow. Ziggler.
At heel Ziggler.
Mm.
Check that Twitter out. I'm telling you, there's pictures.
It is a good Twitter account. All right, let's get to some other news. Because I like to read the news on Yahoo and all that stuff. And
I read the news today, oh boy.
I like that. Beatle reference. Is Breakfast with the Beatles still on? Hey, 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 hey. I saw that.
Trying to get it revved up for you.
Anyway, there is a story.
Motor's not turning over real good. Maybe I should try it again.
No, you don't. Come on, Renegade, leave her alone.
She likes it and she knows it.
Anyway, out of Oklahoma. This is where the show goes butt fucky, by the way, folks. So if you guys don't want to watch it anymore and you're just happy with the wrestling, I'll see you next week. But for the diehard fans that continue on, keep watching. Okay, a 5-year-old boy. His name is Cooper, and he went to his school in Oklahoma, and he wore a blue Michigan shirt promoting the Big House. This is Michigan University. He's only 5 years old, okay? And he likes Michigan football, okay? Nothing wrong with that, if you're anti-Michigan.
Well, he could pick a better college, but you know.
Well, yeah. So he goes to school, and the school officials, I don't know if it was the teachers or the principal or whatever, said, you can't wear that shirt. You need to turn that shirt inside out. Well, he's only 5 years old, so he did. But then he went back to his parents with his shirt. You know, so the conversation went, you know, why is your shirt inside out? Well, the teacher said I had to. Apparently, in the state of Oklahoma, the school dress code states that only Oklahoma University, Oklahoma State University, and other schools in Oklahoma are the only school-affiliated clothing, meaning, you know, t-shirts and stuff, that can be worn in school. Any other professional sporting or any other college sporting whatever are prohibited. Okay. Now, I can understand if he was a little bit older. But first off, this kid is 5 years old. It's not like he's gonna, I don't know, flip the teacher off or anything. Which would have made the story a lot of fun.
No, it's not.
But it's like...
It's not like he lives in Aurora, Colorado.
Too soon.
Seriously.
Not too soon.
Not too
Douche.
soon.
You know, I mean, the shirt was not offensive.
Douche.
It didn't have, you know, scantily clad women on it. It didn't have an alcohol advertisement. It didn't have bad language on it. It was just a collared shirt. But apparently, because Oklahoma is such a blue Bible Belt state or whatever, I like Oklahoma, but I'm not going to go promoting its schools all the time. You know?
Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner, yeah, there you go. Good old JR. You know? It's like these schools need to allow the First Amendment. Freedom of speech. Freedom of expression. Now, let me say, I once had a shirt. It was a Stone Cold shirt with the state of Texas and the middle finger going in it. And on the top of it, it said Texas State Bird. Is that offensive? Yeah. If you don't like it, don't look at my shirt. It's that simple. But this little kid's 5 years old. He likes Michigan football. Well, you know, I mean, really, come on, guys. He's a little kid, for God's sakes. Was that the first shirt he grabbed out of his dresser drawers? Maybe. Do you really think this little kid said, I'm going to piss off my teachers and I'm going to wear a Michigan shirt because I think my teacher is a dummy? I mean, you know, there are plenty of offensive shirts out there. I mean, what if a 16-year-old who's going through puberty says, hey, look up here? And the shirt says, hey, look up here. Is that offensive?
I want that shirt.
You know? I very rarely find shirts that say, you know, fancy a fuck or whatever. I would wear a shirt that says fancy a fuck. It happened in Notting Hill.
Not fancy.
Fancy a fuck.
So you said fancy.
I fantasize about fucking all the time. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, fine.
You don't have to.
No, I don't have to. Actually, yeah. Okay. And also in other news, yeah, Oklahoma, you're not Stat Boy approved in this, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. Your football team is, but to have a kid, no. Okay. One of the Navy SEAL Team 6, they were the ones that went deep into Pakistan and raided Bin Laden's hideout and shot him dead. One of those Navy SEALs has decided to publish a book about the events that happened that day. The book is titled No Easy Day, the First-Hand Account of the Mission That Killed Osama Bin Laden. And this book is scheduled to be released on September 11th.
Of course.
Yeah. Now, as morbid as it sounds, of somebody getting shot and killed, I want to read this book. Because the public needs to know or wants to know. You know? They want closure. Because of the confidentiality of the military, you know, these Navy SEAL team members' identities have been kept confidential and locked down because, you know, if the Taliban finds out, or whatever the group is that, I believe it is the Taliban, right? Yeah, or Al-Qaeda or whatever group it is. If they find out who killed the #1 guy, of course there's a target on his back or on his head or wherever they decide to shoot the guy. Ooh, too soon. I shouldn't have said that one. Damn. Scratch that from the record. That was a bad quip. But it's also found out that the actual soldier that wrote this is using a pen name, a nom de plume or whatever. And like I said, I want to read this book just for closure purposes. You know, if this isn't going to be like a book of the month type thing or whatever, or because I said, you know, the people want to know. I mean, there was a small percentage of people that wanted to see him dead because there was a photo taken. You know, there was even some crazy treasure hunter that wanted to drag the bottom of the, I believe it was the Caspian Sea, and find his body and take pictures of it. I mean, why are people so fascinated by dead people? I mean, morticians, they get a lot of money for that stuff. Well, I'm not going to be around a dead person unless I absolutely have to. But yeah, you know, hopefully, maybe it'll be a birthday present. Say, here, Mike, find out what happened that fateful day when Bin Laden died. I don't know. The American people, they want to know. So if you want to know, get the book. All right. A couple people in Hollywood have passed away this week. Phyllis Diller was 95 years old. She just got old, and she was very funny. I remember watching her as a youngster growing up. And the director of Top Gun, Tony Scott, yeah, committed suicide off the Vincent Thomas Bridge, which links Long Beach to San Pedro. You know, I heard that, and that kind of hit home. It's like, ooh, the Vincent Thomas Bridge, man, that's not cool. You know, didn't like that. I did read some reports about him, that people actually saw him falling. It's like, well, did you guys try to save him? It's like, hey, there's a guy on the bridge, you know, get out there. Oh, I saw him fall. He was flapping his arms. Make an attempt. Really? If you see somebody up there, you don't just like, you don't just stand there and, ooh, he's gonna fall. You don't do that. Not cool. So, congratulations to the Angels sweeping the Red Sox. That was a bit of a surprise. Usually the Red Sox kick the Angels' ass, but Angels sweep. Good job. And we stumbled upon something new on Comedy Central you should also check out. The Burn with Jeffrey Ross. Check him out on Twitter at @RealJeffreyRoss. Basically, he roasts news stories, and he goes to celebrities' houses. He rides along in Hollywood on a Segway, which is a lot of fun. And in the first episode, he roasted a meter maid. In the second episode, he roasted the paparazzi. Good job on the paparazzi, because those guys, the paparazzi, they really need to get their heads examined, because it's like, you know, leave celebrities alone when they're eating. Leave them alone when they're shopping. Leave them alone when they're watching a ball game. If they're just on the street, if they're on their cell phone, leave them alone. Be polite. I would, if I ever had the chance to be a paparazzi, I would be the politest paparazzi there could be. And if I didn't get a picture, oh well. Be polite to those celebrities. Alright? We are done with this episode. Episode 60 is in the books, friends. Follow me on Twitter at LBStatKid1977. Get me on Facebook. Send me some topics. Ask me some questions. I'll get back to you. Don't worry, alright? I will see you all next week. Stat Boy out.